Greetings everyone! We are now just after big Balance Dataslate update. At least, it's big for the Tyranids. Tyranids are absolute winners of this Balance Dataslate update in my opinion. Maybe the Psychophage changes are up for debate, but let's check out all of the changes and see how much did we win actually. Okay, so first, let's run through the point changes. The point changes that we are interested in case of the Hive Guard, Hive Tyrant, Screamer Killer, Winged Hive Tyrant, Swarm Lord, and the Psychophage. First of all, the Hive Tyrant became 30 points cheaper in both the on-foot and the winged variety. That's just great. I really like to bring these. However, their rules changed a bit. The Will of the Hive Mind rule changed once a battle round from once a turn. So it became weaker, but it's much more in line with similar abilities like this. Maybe it's a downgrade because you can't shoot your free Overwatch with a Tyrant effects or things, but the point decrease now makes them much more point efficient in case of the overall game, and somewhat makes the Swarm Lord stronger, as it should be. Okay, let's check out the other changes. The Hive Guard just became cheaper, nothing else changed. For each 3 models, you pay 10 points less, so 10%, that's nice. We already talked about the Swarm Lord, but now let's circulate back for a little. It became 20 points cheaper and still give you the command point. Is it cheap enough to bring it into every game? Maybe not, but now it's closer to the sweet spot to think about, yeah, I need that. And one more unit became cheaper, the Screamer Killer. It became 10 points cheaper. It's good. We have only one model that became a bit more expensive, the Psychophage. But for that 15 points, its rule changed. Let's go through it. Its movement characteristic increased to 12 inches, so it's faster. It has the smoke keyword, so you can use the smoke stratagem on it. Nice thing to have. Its attacking profile changed from D6+1 to flat 6. In most cases you will hit more times. But its AP also improved from 1 point of armor penetration to 2 points of armor penetration. And that's nice. He will be much more reliable in case of dealing with Space Marines or anything with relatively good armor. However, some of the people just brought it because it was cheap and provided you with some kind of a feel no pain aura. Now the Psychophage doesn't have this ability. It still retained its own feel no pain, but he doesn't project an aura. So the new biostimulus ability is in your shooting phase. After this model has shot, select one enemy unit that was hit by one of those attacks, and until the end of your turn, each friendly Tyranids that are making melee attacks against that target improve the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. So you shoot someone, he is weaker, and you go in, you are a friendly Tyranid, and you can also give yourself +1 AP. You can weaken someone by buffing your guys, that's just great. But if you are working solo, relatively, you are shooting at something, you will have 3 points of armor penetration against that thing. So, those rhinos and impulsors looking much more like canned food. Am I right? For now, I think the Psychophage acts more like a fast, lighter monster. But still, I like this one. Other than that, the Tyranids gained one new detachment. If you want it, I can make an assessment on that. Hit the like button or something like that. But for now, let's talk about the 2 new units. Maybe one of them is new, but new models. We got the Raveners. These guys just became available in the Kill Team box set. As you can see, they are fast. Really fast with that 10 inches of movement. They can deep strike. That's always good. And they have the Synapse keyword. Just great, chef's kiss. They have melee attacks and not bad ones, especially with the Twin Linked. However, they don't have big number of attacks. Each model has 3 attacks hitting on a 3+ with the strength of 5, 2 points of armor penetration and damage 2. However, their attacks are Twin Linked, so they can deal with Marines and maybe lighter vehicles relatively well. And the greatest thing about them, that if they are not in engagement range at the end of the opponent's turn, you can remove them and put them back into strategic reserve, so they can harass your opponent indefinitely if you pick your targets well. In a unit, you have 5 models for 125 points. Nice. And there are the Raveners Pro Max Ultra, or basically hyper adapted Raveners. These guys are almost the same. However, they are much more deadlier in close combat, but they cannot go back underground by themselves. So, you have 5 models in a unit, but one of them is different, the Ravener Prime. We will talk about him a bit later. All in all, this unit is the same, but much more combat focused. One of the 5 models can have a shooting weapon. It's not good, not bad, but the Venom Bolt is on the picture, you can see it. However, let's check out their better melee capabilities. They have Ravener Claws and Talons, which is basically the same, but they don't just have the Twinling Duel, Anti-Monster 5+, and Anti-Vehicle 5+. So they can wound bigger targets thanks to the Twinling and these anti-keywords with relative ease and with relative reliability. However, the interesting thing, each of these models have 3 wounds and attacks. However, the Prime has 6 wounds and 6 attacks. Same attacks, but 6 of them. So that's a nice tune-up. Let's check out their abilities. Alpha Invaders, sustained hits 1. With that amount of hits, you will definitely have a few 6s. So, if you roll an unmodified hit roll of 6, you get another hit. With wound reroll due to the Twinling, so you can imagine. They also have the Synapse keyword, and the leader of the unit has the Shadow of the Warp ability, but only the Prime. Okay, and they have the Hypersensory Array. Once per battle round, this unit can rapid ingress or heroically intervene for 0 command points. That's just great. You can have free fights, or you can set up charges, or even just a threatening position to somewhat delay or bait your opponent. And one funny thing to note, thanks to this ability, you can heroically intervene 3 times in 1 turn. Command ability, these guys, and Von Ryan's Leapers, if you have any. I don't think it's worth a build, but I will try it. It sounds extremely funny. But that's it about it. Thank you for watching and listening. If you like what I do, please consider liking, subscribing, or both, or even hit the little bell. And please, if you prefer this faster, shorter, but more energetic formation of the video, tell me. And I try to make my other videos like this. See ya!